Well, good morning. Today is Wednesday, September 1, and this is my weekly video. First of all, I want to start out by thanking our teachers, our support staff, our administrators, our Board of Education, our parents, and our students for a really excellent, outstanding first several days of school. All of us worked very hard to make it happen so that we could have a smooth opening to the 2021-22 school year, and that we did. I also want to let people know what an outstanding renaming of the Ted Carlson Memorial Stadium that took place on Thursday, August 26th. It was an incredible opening, an incredible celebration. The Carlson family and the Munger family were really pleased, and they really felt honored and respected. So our new stadium today or the new name for the stadium is the Carlson Munger Stadium. And I am so pleased with the celebration that took place, honoring of both families, and the presentation of plaques to both the Carlson family and the Munger family, whose names appear on our new renovated stadium. I wanted to make it really clear, because I had a lot of people who just commented how impressed they were with the renovation work on the stadium, that this is a multi-faceted, multi-purpose facility. For example, some people have said, well, that was a lot of money to spend on football. Well, it's not even close to just spending on football. This stadium is a multi-purpose stadium. It will house boys and girls sports in a number of areas and a number of athletic events, which I think is really important to know. It will be used by our marching band for practices and for competition as well. It will be used by physical education classes at the high school and freshman center. It will be used for academic classroom space as well. The two team rooms at the end, or the south end of the field, are air conditioned and heated, and they will be used by the high school during the day for classroom space as well, which I think is important to note. And I'm encouraging groups, community groups, parent groups, and so forth, to use the facility for fundraising activities throughout the course of the year as well. So as you can see, it truly is a multi-use stadium for multi-purposes, from boys and girls athletics to academics to marching band to physical education classes to extension classrooms from the high school. And maybe someday our soccer program will use that facility as well. Right now they use the Ram Stadium, which is off of Lewis Street, and they can certainly continue to use that facility, but eventually they may be using the Carlson Munger Stadium for soccer as well. I want to make a statement again, or reiterate to people, that not only do I, but the Board of Education trustees and our staff respect everyone's opinion, particularly when we focus on the issues dealing with the pandemic. All comments, all concerns, all positions we respect. Of course, at times that doesn't mean we agree with all opinions. That would be impossible. And so, as I've reiterated over and over again, from March 2020 until today and on, we are going to follow one organization's position, their research and their mandates, public health orders, etc. That would be the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services and the Kent County Health Department. I've taken a position that they are the experts in this area when it comes to managing the pandemic. They are the people we are going to follow. If in fact we were to follow other research groups, we would be pulled in 10, 15 different directions at a time. We just can't let that happen. Our position will be, has been, and will continue to be the safety of students and staff, and with the least disruptions. And that will be done by following our health department's position, their research, and their public health orders when they do happen. For example, we were ready to have parent choice on instruction in the classroom, K-12, and the Kent County Health Department issued a public health order that pre-K through 6th grade must be taught with students wearing masks and staff wearing masks. And that grades 7 through 12, while they recommended mask wearing, they left it up to the individual school districts. And since my position has been since last June, parent choice, we continue with parent choice in grades 7 through 12. Now, does the county health department and the state health department have the authority to do this? Yes. Just recently, the Western District Court ruled that health departments have the authority to issue public health mandates. And just last week, the 6th Circuit Court upheld the district court's decision and said public health departments have the authority to issue public health orders. And they do, and we will follow them, supported by court position, decisions, actions, and so forth. We have been consistent for the last 18 months in how we manage and handle this pandemic, including following public health department's directions, mandates, and we'll continue to do that because our goal, our priority is teaching and learning, and we want to have the least disruption as possible, and that's why we'll continue to do what we do. I've had a lot of questions from parents regarding the use of masks and if their child cannot physically, health-wise, wear a mask. The public health order issued by the Kent County Health Department said that exceptions can be made if the parent produces a signed document that we have available if parents want it, that has an MD or a DO's signature. The DO or the MD is a licensed physician in the state of Michigan. If you have those forms, you present them to your doctor, and if they sign them to say that your child needs an exemption, we will follow that exemption. You need to know that. But we must follow the protocols that have been established within the public health order. Next issue I want to bring up is that dealing with testing, academic testing. As you know, we have been using the NWEA, which is a nationwide achievement test, normed nationwide. We give that test in the fall, winter, and spring. We use those test results to measure student achievement, to identify strengths and weaknesses of each child, and to make adjustments. Now, that's the way to measure student achievement. Multi-testing, multi-use of test results, including parents and all of this with all this information. And we're continuing to use the NWEA as thousands of districts across the United States use. But for some reason, the state legislature, and particularly the state legislature, wants to continue to use M-STEP, which is a one test given one time a year, and basically we are expected to use those results in order to determine where the student's strengths and weaknesses are. That to me is not the way to go, but it's something that we're mandated to do. We will use the M-STEP. The M-STEP results are coming out next week. So you as parents will receive your child's test results for the M-STEP. Keep in mind, it's one set of data points given at one time, one snapshot used last spring. So those parents who have had students go through our summer learning program, which was highly successful this summer, over 2,000 students participated, those test results will not show how effective our summer school program was, because it was given last spring, and the test results you receive in a couple of weeks will in fact be based on that spring test. But fine, we can use those results, you can look at them, but I strongly encourage you to put credibility in the NWEA, which we give 3 times a year, which truly measures student progress. Also in grade, but that, by the way, the NWEA is using grades through elementary and middle school grades. High school, we use obviously the PSAT and the SAT tests. We also, in 9th grade through 12th, use our high school competency test that is given to students beginning their freshman year, which a student must pass to earn a high school diploma. And that test is given multiple times with remediation following, so that we make sure that our students graduate from Rockford High School with a minimum of the basic skills. Even though I have announced my retirement effective December 31st, 2021, I will continue to serve as your superintendent as I have done for the last 32 years. I will focus on finishing strong. That's always been my philosophy. I'm not a part-time person. I'm not a lame duck. I will finish strong in my service to the Rockford Public Schools, the staff, the students, the parents, the Board of Education, the community. And I look forward to the remaining time that I have between now and December 31st to serve our community. I hope you have a great Labor Day weekend, and I'll talk to you next Wednesday. Thank you.